All right, everyone, welcome back to Tavern Talks, episode 3 with Savior and I. Today, the topic's
Hello.
going to be about crafting. This one's a very interesting one, and I actually had a lot of community members ask me about this, and they're really interested on it because I don't know, I guess this is kind of one of those like dead things that people want to revive, and I think it's very interesting. All right,
Yeah.
all right. Saver, do you want to go kind of explain what the information about crafting is about? Like, how do you categorize
Heck
them?
yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll let you
Heck yeah.
take over that.
So, for those of you guys who don't know, crafting is categorized into usually like four basic categories of gathering, where you have like woodcutting, mining, farming, wooling can be put into that. And then refining, which is weaving, gemming, smelting, and then manufacturing, jeweling, tailoring, carpentry, smithing. Carpentry is the only one that doesn't actually have a refining stage. You go straight from wood cutting to carpentry. And then you have the mental skills, which are scribing and alchemy, and the food skills, which are just chef and food prep. Right?
Uh, yep, that is correct. So that's pretty much
I passed.
the basics of crafting, and um, that's it. I mean, he pretty much explained it. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the first question today. What is the state of crafting right now? And we're going to talk about how crafting in general, how it just works, how it works, and if it's fun at all. So, so Savior, what do you think of our crafting state right now? What do you think? Like, do you think crafting
Yeah.
sucks now? Is it fun? What do you think?
So I think that crafting has such an untapped potential in these kingdoms where at one point you actually were getting top of the line items out of here. For example, when like Dragon Fan and Pole Arms first came out and they were actually utilized. But now it's sort of an archaic system that is still left within Nexus. Um, and it's more for show or for trial rather than fun and economy, in my opinion.
Right, and I totally agree. I think every game needs a source of crafting because I think that's just like the base of MMO, right? I think
Yeah.
almost every MMORPG has a crafting system, but I guess it's true. I don't think any of it ever lasts very long, but I think there's potential there.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that what makes so crafting isn't really sustainable. Um, not for uh, making money. Really, it's really quite tedious. Um, and one of the big reasons for that is that, like you're saying, events sort of give the best items, and events supersede anything that crafting can get us really. And the fact that most crafted items aren't break on death means that once they're in the game, they're here and they're not going anywhere. So it always ends up with a rush of the first 100 legendary of a craft become instantly rich in that craft, and then everybody else after that is just trying to sort of catch up. You know?
Right. And I think a lot of people don't know, but we actually added more crafting levels later on in the game.
Yeah. You
It
used
was
to
stuck
only
at
be able to.
master, yeah.
Yep. You used to only be able to get up to master, and that was before jeweling was even part of the game.
Exactly. And so my opinion on crafting in general is I think crafting was great back in the day. I'm not even like back in I think just a couple maybe like 10 years ago when everyone was just everyone was around. I think crafting in general was great. I think everyone made good money. You kind of get the economy going and there was just randomness of it that people just like about it. And
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
especially the polearm and dragon fan phase
yeah,
was really sort of a golden era of what was happening. Um, because those are actually utilized items, which later then became outclassed by a feather lights for rogues or flame spears, and slash nobody ever hunts with pole arms anyway. A lot of the time,
right.
um, actually, anybody that's going to use a pole arm nowadays uses a feather light or a flame spear, hands down. And then B, uh, dragon fans were replaced by nascent enmities or vortex weapons or Asmodi staffs. So both event items that came out.
Yeah, I actually like the introduction of all these items, but I think they just didn't scale it long enough. Like they didn't think about how long the items are gonna sustain itself. But that's what we're gonna talk about later. How can we fix crafting? I think I have a good idea to fix it, but I don't. Obviously, Wani might be watching. Who knows? Actually sent him a personal email saying, "Hey, can you please let us, advertise more?" So hopefully he watches this and gets a little idea, I guess. Okay, so do you guys? I mean, Saber, do you think crafting is fun? I mean, at the moment, do you think it's fun, or is it? Do you think it's a grind?
So I think that I mean I like chance and random, so there is an element of crafting that is still fun, and that is like the whole. Oh, did I succeed in making this gem? Oh, did I succeed masterfully? Awesome. Oh, I pulled a tasty fish. Awesome. Or in your case, oh, I pulled a diadem. Great. So I do think that it has the potential to be fun with this, the unknown, and with because you don't put in, okay, right now I'm going to make a crafted gem, and I make a crafted gem. It's
Right.
I'm going to attempt to make a crafted gem. Do I do it? Oh, I succeeded masterfully. Huzzah! Well crafted. Awesome. So I think that to me is the essential fun part of crafting. That is what gives it its like core. Um, to get there, hell no. Pressing or saying out loud gem, pressing down once and down once, enter 300,000 times in an hour. No, that's
Right.
real bad, real awful.
So, speaking of that, pressing it constantly over time. Do you think? I don't think Nexus has any other way to make crafting work. Right? I mean, I think this, just our system itself, the crafting system
Yeah.
itself. I don't think we can put in a different type of way to craft, maybe make a pop-up and press buttons, but I think the only way is just to use text-based, right?
I mean, yeah, there's ways you can make it otherwise. Like, you could do, you walk up to Cell over here and you hand him an amber, and instead of chucking it back at you, he chucks back a crafted one at you and goes, "Here, I helped you polish it off." Or if you go and this is an amber stone, and instead of walking, you drop the amber, and it turns into like a salt block over at Day Shore. You drop the amber, it turns into another amber in your inventory, and you automatically pick it up, so that you're still going through the unknown and that motion,
Right.
but it's not through 18 walls of text. It's through dropping an amber and picking it up, or dropping an amber and having it appear. So I think that there is untapped potential to change it up. I mean, even look at woodcutting, for example. Woodcutting, when it first came, when we knew woodcutting back in the day, you would take your
It's
axe,
drop. Yeah, it's drop, drop, drop.
and just like mining, it was drop, 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 pick up, drop, pick up, drop, pick up, and then you'd get ginkgo wood or scraps or a
Right.
silver tree branch every once in a while. And then they put out the trees, which swinging makes it 100 times easier. Is it kind of boring? I mean, it is kind of. Could there be some sort of like random pop-up that's like, you see a shiny bauble in the tree, do you reach for it? Heck yeah, you pulled a flame blade out of the tree, or something, like fishing. Like something that would make it a little more interesting, maybe. Um,
Yeah.
but that could also be applied to mining, where you have mining nodes, or it could be applied to wooling, where you hit the sheep and knock their wool off instead of killing them.
So this kind of goes into the thing where, how has crafting changed? I actually thought the swinging aspect of gathering was a good, what do you call it, a good way. I don't know if dropping still counts, but I like the way they changed woodcutting. I don't know. I think some people hate it.
Yeah, some people hate it because some people it can definitely be faster back in the day to have dragged an axe
Yeah.
across your screen. But I I don't know. I like the hitting aspect because you actually it makes more sense. You're actually physically hitting a tree, and that's something you could also do with gemming, where you could have like a gem node right here, or something like that, or like a crafting block, and you touch it, like you target it, you press it. How many gems do you want to enter? 1,000. okay, you enter 1,000 amber, and then you just swing at it. And every swing, you sort of like polish an amber, polish an amber, polish an amber. Like,
Oh,
I don't know. There's
jeez.
a whole bunch of like fun and creative ways that you can like do the same thing in a
Yeah.
slightly different way. And I think the fact that all of the crafts, like when you get to the refining and all that stuff, is done the exact same way, is kind of what makes it really monotonous and doesn't give much choice.
I mean, we should give a little silence for all the people that got jailed for auto swinging, right?
Oh, yeah.
I bet you there's at least like 100 people that got jailed for auto swinging. So
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. guys. Sorry, guys. I know.
The people who got jailed for auto pickup
Yeah.
put downs.
I know, sorry. I guess that was a pretty bad joke. I'm pretty sure that hit someone in the nerve. Okay. Well,
That's how we know we're still alive.
so let's talk about like what is the most dominant craft right now. So I'm sure we all know what it is. So what do you think is the most dominating craft in this game at the moment?
Fucking chefing.
Chefing?
It's ridiculous. Throwing out all sorts of food. Did you see the food update they got recently? They can make all sorts of, like, just tons and tons of food.
There's tons of
And
noodles,
it's
right?
ridiculous, because we don't even need it. Yeah, beef noodles, seafood noodles, seaweed noodles. Who needs it? No, obviously it is gemming.
Yeah, I was gonna go.
Gem cutting.
Yeah,
The
gem
only
cutting,
one that
gem-
actually makes money. Or it used to. I don't even know if it still does. Cheapers creepers.
Yeah, so as everyone knows, gem cutting is probably the most profitable one. A lot of people think jeweling is the most profitable. I think it is very profitable. It's just not a lot of people can reach legendary, and so that's why people need to be careful. But yeah, so a lot let's talk about gemming though. Gemming is pretty easy. You know, ambers drop everywhere. At legendary gem cutting, you shouldn't fail at all on most things except white amber. But I think a lot of people don't know, but people craft the ambers and then they sell it to a jeweler, which obviously like Roos or me. I guess Savior's buying it too, so that's how people are earning money.
But I'm not a jeweler.
Yeah, he is buying. He's not a jeweler.
Yep, I'll buy all your crafted amber, crafted reg sleeves. Because once I get enough, maybe I'll be a jeweler. Who knows? Because jeweling is the only thing that can turn a profit nowadays, and by turn a profit, I mean you put in all of your money, and then maybe after like a year, if you have more money to spare,
Right.
you get some back.
And if anyone wants to look at charts and stuff, the Mage Guild has a lot of charts about like how much it takes to get to legendary and stuff. New Sun posted all that in Mage Guild.
Yeah.
If you want to look at that, just in case you guys want to do something.
Also, on that, in the vein of talking about supply, and like you said, amber is the most supply because it brings the most money because it's the only one that really turns a profit. Very few people are out there right now wooling, and even less people are out there mining. There are the people that woodcut because carpentry is the easiest craft for easin, so that still has a place and a purpose. But gemming is the one that if you want to make any money, because even as a gemmer, if you're gemming like the amber you get from your hunts, you'll turn a profit. You don't really go hunting wool too much, and you wouldn't turn much of a profit at all using it. So
yeah, especially with ATG so popular now, that cave just drops amber like crazy.
Yeah, I had to buy 2 amber bags, especially during I bought them during last mines, to be fair. But I bought 2 amber bags, and now I like fill up every time I'm hunting on a yellow amber and then regular amber.
Right. Yeah.
At least one.
So we actually talked. So when we say dominant craft, so gem cutting dominates in money, right? So what dominates in, I guess, easiness? So that what I'm saying is like easiness, as in like people. I guess I pretty much I was trying to say carpenting, right? A lot of people just go to carpenting just so they can get easin culture.
Alchemy, right? Very easy to get all that rat meat, all that amber, all that antler.
So alchemy sucks. There's a lot of stuff that sucks, right? Alchemy. I think even scribing sucks. If you don't have the NPC, you have to run up the mountain and scribe. That sucks.
Oh yeah. Scribing is useful because scroll of defense can go towards shields. Scroll of invocation used to be used a lot more. They aren't as much anymore. Scroll protection and carnages, but like everybody can make those. And then alchemy is just like the only thing worth making. Like, I don't know, one poet spell needs a powdered yellow amber out of nowhere for some reason.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing is making black potions when you're like master or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, so it looks like, just as you mentioned, all these skills have very small uses, but you still need it somehow. So no, I hope not everyone's going gymming and jeweling. It's pretty much the thing.
That's, well, I mean, if you look at the market nowadays, what are people staging for? There's Jafar, who is inflating wool prices.
Oh yeah, he's killing himself.
Yang.
Yeah.
But then everybody else is buying ambers or crafted ambers. There's nobody buying ore. There's nobody buying metal. There's nobody buying. Actually, there are a lot of people buying rat meat right now because of your popularity with black potions. You bringing them back.
Oh, I think I brought back black potions. I think I did.
Shout out to Bond for killing Bunny Fufu in that one carnage with the black potion.
Yeah.
I think that really helped out solidify black potions.
So on that topic, I think a lot of people are just going to crafting just for fun, right? I have always thought smithing was really cool and tailoring was really cool, just because you can make weapons and you can make armor.
Right.
I always thought that was such a cool aspect in the game. It's just we don't utilize it.
Yeah, where I'm at right now, I have never done a craft past talented on Savior. I'm a talented weaver, and like I've never needed it because I got my e-culture with poem, and then like. But where I am at right now is I'm sort of debating, do I want to get into the gemming jeweling to try and make a little money, or do I want to save until after Osan? Because I think there should be some sort of update coming after Osan that will give each of the crafts something to be on even level, like anything.
Right.
And, like, is jeweling going to end up being like, oh yeah, you can make a diadem, great, but I need a weaver to make me the +1 windrobe that just adds 50k mana to my armor, which is an idea that I had thrown up on the Rambling Thoughts board, or no, Dreams board, a while ago, of like,
yeah, how we can fix, like, how
yeah, why not have weavers be able to make, you know, magic thread, which adds 5k mana to your base 99 gear, or enchanted thread, which adds 10k mana to your Ilsan gear, or smiths can make hardened plate, which adds 10k vita or 20k vita to your helmet or your armor or whatever. You know, like,
I gotta hold you back because you're jumping ahead. We haven't got there yet.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a
no, it's okay.
Cannon.
No, that's totally fine. So we will talk about how we suggest crafting to fix crafting, and we'll give each other. So why do you think crafting got so out of hand? Like, why do you think crafting got really bad? Why is crafting not sustainable now? Why do you
Nobody
think so?
has anything else to spend their money on when they get to late game, so they inflate prices, and then that becomes the only way to make money. And so the prices just keep staying up. And the thing about the Nexus economy is it's so easy for people to be greedy because, like, there's so few of us that it's not gonna. There's no real competition to the point where, like, nobody's driving prices lower. Everybody's driving prices higher.
Right, and they're staying there, right? They're just holding it.
And they're staying there. And the more quantity you have, the higher price you can ask for, which means the next person who has a little bit less quantity still thinks they're entitled to that price.
Exactly.
So everybody keeps asking for that higher price. Speaking of, I'm selling skill mods and mother loads. Hit me up.
So that's exactly what's going on. And if y'all didn't know, amber prices shot up because a group of jewelers kept fighting for amber. I'm not going to say names, but 2 jewelers kept going at it, paying more and more, and now
whoever lost wasn't Ruse, because he's on top.
Exactly. So prices is there, and I mean, we see it now with Jafar, right? He's putting he's putting wool at 900 coins. That's crazy. It used to be 100, if I remember correctly.
For wool?
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was like 3k for 25 wool. Hell yeah,
something like that.
Got a great deal selling that wool. And now it's like 8k for 25 wool. Are you joking me? Like, what? And Tank This just was for me with a really good point. Most, or not, maybe not most, but a lot of new players are getting all of their gold by selling Kruna. because they can just sell Kruna for the gold, and then they have all the gold, and nobody's going out and actually getting the supply. So there's just a ton of demand for craftables and no supply because nobody has to go get that gold because everybody who wants it just sells a Kruna registration coupon, has 9 mil, and
Yeah,
then can buy 10,000 ambers or whatever.
exactly. And a lot of people don't know, but like gem cutting and stuff that prints gold into the money. This whole if y'all didn't know that, it literally prints money into the game. So you're flooding like a lot of money into the game.
The game with more money, and that's that's how people like Ruse and Asian Cloud Boy and stuff who like have stocked these gem piles when they get around to like crafting it. I mean, I know that Ruse, for example, has sometimes resorted to like giving Grandmaster Gemmers some of his ambers just to get them to legendary as long as he gets it back, because he has so many freaking ambers that like it's easier for him to just outsource it now,
Exactly. That's exactly what happened when I came back. All my amber that I had in my bank that I like just amber hunted nonstop, it like doubled in price. So I was like, well, I just got super rich. So I thank you, Roos, and thank you for all the jewelers that made me rich.
Yeah. Right? I know. Yeah.
So that's
like,
crazy.
It's only gonna double unless something's done about the other crafts that sort of balances it out, and also something that incentivizes supply. But if supply is incentivized, then price is gonna go up again. So like, I don't know.
I think our economy is gonna be. I think whatever craft they come out with, the economy is just gonna kill it. I mean, I personally don't have a lot of gold. I probably have like 20 mil, but I've known people with like 400 or 500 million gold sitting in their banks. And if a new craft come out, I mean, good game.
Well, that's the thing.
Everything's gonna shoot up.
Ruse is gonna buy everything and be the first legendary in that craft because he can be, and he'll be the second legendary in that craft in his ult, and the third on his third account that he'll make just the craft. Like, it's this game. I mean, I know in real life, the whole saying, "The rich get richer," or whatever.
Yeah,
but
it's
this
true.
Game especially, because like people who have the money control the economy, and they control the money coming to them, so they progress first. And in a game where there's like 250 people playing, if one person is controlling so much of the wealth, it's like a crazy, weird scenario, like parallel to real life of 1%er type silliness.
Oh yeah, the 1%.
But the other thing on that is, like I mentioned earlier, how like Dragon fans and items and stuff are not BOD. So these are coming into the game and then they're just staying here. So they're not going out. So there's no like balance to keep the craft relevant, because once it gets flooded, most likely in reality, 2, 3, 5 years from now, diadems should be flooding the game and jeweling should be making less than whatever new thing is out, because diadems will eventually be replaced by something better in an event that like gives us negative 16 AC or negative 15 AC plus 10k Vita or something that is just slightly better, to the point where the diadem falls off, and jeweling will go the way of tailoring and smithing, potentially. I mean, if the trends continue this way.
Right.
So let's... the other... Yeah, you go.
No, we'll jump into like exactly where you're going. So how can we fix crafting? So just like you mentioned, we can't put something that's we can't put an item into the game, right? So Dragon fans and polearms, just like you said, I think we need to add in a craft that is expirable or maybe consumable. I think that's what we need. That's the direction we need to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And that will also help situations like, there are people out there like, I have in my bank like 392 mil right now. Well, I just made a pretty big purchase, so I'm down to 287, I think. But I have like 287 mil in my bank that I have nothing to put it towards. I already have a 7 leaf. I already have my sun clothes and my look and my items that I wear. And I have any items that I would want for alts, for my ancient characters, stuff like that. So like,
Hmm.
I have all of this money, and there's nowhere to go with it, because unless I'm gonna sink it into a craft, uh, then it's just gonna stay with me until the next best thing comes out, and then that's just going to inflate that next best thing,
Yeah.
because I have nothing else to put it for. So if platinum acorn comes out and I need it to complete a quest, I'll go, here's 50 mil, give me the platinum acorn. Like, so it's just gonna keep inflating stuff unless we find more things to put our money towards, which is originally what crafting was supposed to be, was something that took money sort of out of the game and helped
Right.
us.
Just kind of like a money sink. Just
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
but it's literally always printing money.
So I know. So let's jump into like. I want to hear your ideas, and then I'll share mine later. So, how do you think we can fix crafting? To kind of go through a few ideas that you have of your own, and how do you think we can fix it? Like,
Well, I think
if you had the power to, like, you had
yeah,
all the programming power, how would you
the
fix it?
the first thing I think that needs to happen. I mean, at first things first, everything can stay the same in regards to how we do it, with like the saying out loud stuff like that. For like phase one, that also can stay the same, with whatever. But we need to level the crafts to incentivize supply being made for the other crafts,
Hmm.
um, or demand for the supply even being made. So for tailoring, letting them weave up to like moon clothes or moon skirt or moon drapery or whatever. And also, like I said earlier, I do think that there could be a really cool tiered, like 99 Iltan, Etan, Samsan, Sasan, enchanted thread that you get to put into your clothes that gives you at Sasan plus 20k mana, and at Samsan plus 15k mana, and at Esan plus 10k mana. That is break on death. So when you die, that like thread, vanishes out of your clothes, and then plates that give vita for armors, and then from carpentry you can even give like +1 bags or something. I don't know. Give each craft something that has a breakable end game, that will keep that craft in demand, so that I can always be saging, buying, enchanted magic thread for my Sasan sun clothes, or my sun clothes, or whatever Sasan level. And you have to be Sasan in order to apply it to the thing, and it will only work on a Sasan. You know what I mean?
It breaks. Did you say it breaks like after a while?
Yeah, it would break after death, not after a while. But it wouldn't be saved by item protects, because you can't item protect a thread. You can only item protect the item itself.
Oh, dang, that would suck for
Um,
warriors. But yeah, that's a good idea though. Yeah, it really sucks. So
yeah,
I'd probably
but
die
if it
once a week. I think
but if it's
that's my regular.
balanced out, then you can buy a 100k Vita plate to put on for 100k or something like that. If it balances out so that demand is met. And the other, uh, well, yeah, I guess those are my biggest thoughts right now. Is just trying to equalize the crafts, and create that demand, because there's no demand right now, which means there's no supply, except for in gemming and joy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I. Oh yeah. Open up rambling thoughts from Hathor, so we can answer that later.
Hmm.
So any is that all you want to add in? You think that's it, or do you
Yeah,
have
that's
anything?
all. That is my phase one for fixing crafts.
Yeah, very interesting. I actually have very similar ideas, just like you. Just things that have to fall into some categories, right? It has to be consumable. It has to be constantly. It has to be renewed, right? We can't. I know a lot of people on randomly thoughts keep saying like, "Oh, we need to add better weapons, better stuff," but that's never the case to fix anything because there's always going to be an event that comes out and breaks that or makes it better, or else why would you do the event if your crafted item is going to be better? So it can't be an item. It has to be something that continues to upgrade something or has a
Yeah, an upgrade.
continuous use. So just for example, like since you went into smithing and tailoring, let me go into like foods, right? I feel like
Yeah.
for foods and consumables like chefing uh, and food prepping, you can make a big use of that, right? I feel like crafting needs to affect all levels in the community, the newbies, the late gamers, and all that stuff. So I feel
I
like,
mean, like
oh, go ahead.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say that's absolutely true. Like they have the ability, like with black plots. in the next 5 seconds your attack does triple damage or whatever it is. Make a food that for the next minute your attack does 1.5 times damage or something, so that you have to pop that food whenever you're about to do a big attack or something, that would
Right.
only be usable in a cave.
I was actually thinking in the lines of like in almost a lot of MMORPGs, food is used to buff for like a certain amount, right? I'm not gonna look
Yeah,
into like any other like big games, but like maybe if you eat like a boiled fish, it gives you like plus 10 damage or something, or like plus
yeah,
5 restorative thing, or like if plus 5% weapon attack or stuff like that. I think we
right.
need that
Yeah,
kind of food.
absolutely.
So food prepping people could keep making food and sell it to the community, and we'll just have a sustainable type of, um, I guess, market.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Something that like people can bring along for hunts and bring along to make that council run faster, or go
Yep.
vortex bossing a little bit quicker, or just regular hunting a little bit more efficiently.
Right, like just a constant use of it. That's my suggestion to creating crafting. I think a lot of people just want to keep having more items. Like a lot of people
Yeah,
want to they want to be able to craft a sun drapery. They want to be able to craft a sun war plate mill. I think we need to go beyond items and maybe look into upgrading our items. I think that's the case we need to go to.
yeah, absolutely. I think it has to be something reusable, or not reusable, but something that you use
Yeah.
and you
So
need to reuse,
So,
whatever.
someone on stream just said, bear in mind that anything that increases experience rates becomes absolutely mandatory and pretty quickly. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I think that's actually pretty good. If you make chef like food prepping and what is it, chefing, if that's even a word,
yeah,
more viable, then why not? Now everyone would start
right.
cooking. It'll be more fun.
Right, and that's definitely something. I mean, unlike weaving and um, weaving and smelting and stuff, everyone can be a chef and a food prep. Everyone can.
Right.
So you don't have to like choose one or the other. So if you're really looking to push that end game, boom, you're gonna go out and you're gonna be fishing for a little bit,
Right.
and make sure that you bring to the table your part of the, or you have a friend like, okay, me and Asian Cloud Boy and Killer Child are gonna go trio. Asian Cloud Boy is the best chef out of us, so I'm gonna float him 2 mil to get the fish that we need, so that he can make me the meal for today's hunt or whatever.
Oh yeah. I don't want to say like Final Fantasy 15. That's what we do. We made food to increase your damage, your whatever rate, and then like healer would eat a different type of food to kind of increase their battle potential too. So I think
Yeah,
there's so many ways we can go at this, or maybe you can collect stuff and then I can make it for you. That'd be fun too.
right, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's the ideas of change. So, what do you think of new crafts? Do you think we can afford a new craft in this game?
I have no idea.
Because
Gunslinging, gunsmithing, so
making guns. Oh
guns.
god.
Yeah, make guns and bear traps. Actually, trap making would be kind of cool.
Oh, actually, that's a good idea because
Boom, post it up on Dreams. Give me credit, somebody.
remember that new town we were supposed to get, or during Halloween, there's that new town. I was thinking if they open that new town,
Oh
there's
yeah,
gonna be like a new craft.
a new craft. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
sick.
that'd be really cool.
Yeah, trap making, and then I just have like a little trap. I set it over here with my new trap. It uses that trap, and I get some cool effect. But the one of the cool things that like isn't used nowadays, and I don't even know how it's used, is like
Uh huh.
tailors and smiths can make armors together, can't they?
Yep.
And like, how the heck? What even is that? There's like so many secrets gone by that could be cool stuff that's just like reintroduced to the game basically with new updates. So it doesn't even have to be a whole new craft. It could just be updates like that, like, oh, a carpenter and a smith can come together to build a bamboo shield. Awesome. Or
Yeah.
a tailor and a jeweler come together to make a gem encrusted robe for King Mole's death.
So
Who
like just
knows?
incorporating all the crafts as we have now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I actually thought when we were introduced to houses, we can make furniture, but that never
Oh
happened.
well, that would be amazing. I would love if I could like just hoard furniture in my house and make it look fly as heck. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I'd be all
I
about
don't.
that.
I mean, if we had a new client, we could do that, but I don't think we could do that on this client, which just sucks.
Yeah. Also, just to point out a thing that Pseudonym said.
Hmm.
She said, in regards to the food being necessary for hunting or whatever.
Right.
Same problem as orbs. Not everybody enjoys paying beefy amounts just to be able to hunt. At that point, I feel like it's not paying beefy amounts. It's doing your diligence to go hunt. I mean, it's not just asking you to straight up give gold. It's asking you to get something that you can get out of the community, so you can go fishing easy enough, or you can go get a salt block easy enough, or wheat easy enough. Wow, it's a weird sentence to say. Wheat
Yeah.
easy enough. Um, and what else? It's a game that you have to put effort into. It's I don't know. I understand like the whole log on and hunt aspect, which is awesome, but I think that there needs to be some, you know, or if I think that the food would give a positive environment to the game rather than
Right.
a task of burden. Because if we look at every edition as a task of burden, then why introduce anything new?
You have to remember, some people like to hunt, some people like to craft, some people like to play with the market, some people like to role play. So
Yeah.
there's gonna be a niche for everyone that does this, you know. And I know some people that just cut wood all day.
Yeah.
We have a bear member that just cuts wood all day. That's all he does.
Yeah.
And I mean, whatever floats his boat, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, the different strokes for different folks. And then we all come together to help each other because we're a community of like 300 people. Jeez.
Is it 300? I think we're more of like a 200 people community.
I think we're more than 200. I hope. Oh my god.
Let me see. Yeah, I think we float around 250, but I'm sure everyone's playing two characters, so we're probably at like 200.
That's true. Especially with all the unmatched characters now.
All right. So we pretty much answered. Oh well. Okay. Well, it comes down to this one question, right? Can crafting be fixed? Yes or no?
Yes, we can. I think positively all the time, always. Crafting can be fixed.
Yeah, I think we can fix crafting. It's just I think people that implement stuff in the game. I don't know who you are. You're probably listening right now. I hope you take some ideas from our talks.
Yeah. The other thing is like there needs to be kind of more gold sink type stuff that isn't just pay 500k for an orb every week because that's a task of burden.
Or
Uh,
500. Oh, like a million gold per day for us.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
exactly. Um, Something that I don't know. I don't know, man. It's tough.
Yeah.
But
So you want to go to questions now? So does anyone have any questions for us, or have any like comments you want to make, or just ask us anything? We're coming to the end of the video. We're hitting around almost 40 minutes. I still
well,
challenge
here,
me to
why don't we go through Hathor? Go through Hathor's um, post and just like very quickly answer these. So,
Sure.
crafting is useful for what? She says e-culture, quest
Right.
items, killing time, and making money for some of it, honestly. Because
Yeah.
the thing is, if you collect wool and stuff like that, you'll never go negative if you collect your supply, right? Everything's going to be pure profit to you if you weave it and tailor it and sell it.
Right.
If you've collected it, like yes, you could sell that wool probably easier,
So
but
I want to
it'll
make a
still be
comment.
profit.
Okay, I want to make a comment on quest items. Okay, I was
Yeah.
really upset about the last quest that just happened. I think it required like boiled fish or something, and a lot of the community was shaming people for selling these stuff, and I think that is horrible. So as you know, whenever we have a quest and it requires an item, people are like, "Oh, I'll
Mhm.
give it free. We're handing it out free." So whenever someone that actually sells these quest items, people get mad. But that completely defeats the purpose of, working.
Yeah, that person has put all that effort and time and gathering into that, so why shame them because they want to make a profit from it?
Exactly, and I think as a community we need to not do that because, like, what's the point of doing a craft and you're trying to sell those items, and you're just gonna say, oh, you're pushing the price up,
Yeah,
but
so
you're never gonna make money.
People to just,
Yeah,
you're encouraging people to just not craft and not have that item in the game.
exactly. I just want to put that. It kind of pissed me off during that time because I was just cooking fish for fun. I have a ton of boiled fish, so I was just like, oh, I'll sell it for 1K each. Obviously I don't need the money. I was just trying to get the community going to pay for something and not always get everything free. So. Right. And someone whispered me and like, hey, why are you price gouging? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Well, you're a scumbag is the answer. But anyway, next question. Yes. To keep on with Hathors.
Yeah.
Hardest craft to level, jeweling.
Jeweling, definitely.
Easiest crafts to level, carpentry.
Yeah, I
she
agree
says
there.
Gem cutting in her opinion. Technically gem cutting isn't the easiest though. It is carpentry, I believe. Most least worthwhile crafts to level. Most worthwhile gem cutting, least worthwhile food prep, chef.
Least, I don't know.
Either food prep or chef, I think.
Yeah, I think food prep is like... No, I think chefing is the worst one. It's super stupid. To make a noodle, you need to have a salt block. You need to have a filled water jug, which you have to keep filling every attempt, by the way. And you need to have wheat. Wheat is really annoying to get, just so if y'all didn't know. Wheat is horrible to get.
Crazy. And then Hathor says, things that would be nice to see, i.e. future of crafting. Craftable armors, alternative to sun. Experience from crafting. Materials being quicker to gather across the board. Maybe removal of skill modulators and overall reduction in crafting level requirements. Cross-profession recipes, similar to or expand upon the Tailor Smith armors. Oh, she said that in there. And then double question marks. I think one of the interesting ones there that she brings up is, alternatives to sun armor. Because unless you were around during one of these events that sun randomly dropped, you're paying a ridiculous premium for the best armor in the game. It's impossible to obtain the best armor in the game unless you're paying for it.
And everyone wants to say diary quest, but I mean that thing is so hard. I mean, it's hard to even attempt to do diary quest. The pages cost 15 million by itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
What do you think of experience from crafting? I actually think that's pretty cool. That's a good idea, I think.
I think that's cool as long as you're able to turn it off if you don't want the experience from crafting.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say like it can give you a percent based. So if someone just enjoys crafting and they want to, trying to get more stats, you could do that too. Yeah. But obviously that it can be abused. Like, you got to be careful.
You get a mill for every mining vein you hit. You get a mill for every wool you weave or something. I don't know. Every success. I think it's a cool idea.
I think it's a cool idea. Like a percent. You know how like a miner quest, we could do that too.
That could also balance out some of the other crafts, because if it's going to be easier to just weave for experience, then I'm going to buy some wool.
Yep.
And if that's the craft, so that's a very interesting idea. I like it.
Someone says Hathor also mentions removal of skill modulators and overall reduction in crafting level requirements. I think the crafting is at a good spot right now. I know it takes thousands and thousands, but you can't make it too easy because you don't want to have like 50
everybody to beat it tomorrow.
Yeah.
One of the best things about it is you put in that work and that effort of pressing the same keys over and over again, but
there's actually a guy with like almost all legendary in our community, Novatius. I couldn't contact him. Novacious. So, is that how you pronounce it? Novatius?
I think so. Novacious.
Yeah, he has like legendary in everything. Just like Nusan, cool. They have legendary in everything.
Well, I was just gonna say that was like Nusan, and like what was his name?
Oh, that one warrior.
Sparky D.
Sparky D. Yeah. What happened to Sparky D?
Got banned.
Oh, really? That sucks.
That was kind of Yep, rest in peace, Sparky D.
Dang, he lost all those? You know how much work he did? Oh my god. Oh my god, that sucks. Oh yeah, rip. Alright, is that it? No one has any questions?
I ain't got nothing else. Wait, no, I do. Buy my skill mods and my mother loads. Also, I'll buy your amber and craft an amber. Bada bing, bada boom.
There you go. You definitely need those skill mods. Look, Recon's buying all the wheat. So it looks like some people are kind of working towards a goal. So whenever you need noodles, you'll probably go to Recon for noodles.
It's all personal goals, which is great.
Yeah. I'm trying to get good at everything, but I don't have the time to do that.
Good luck. Start by just trying to be an okay warrior, buddy.
Oh, dang. Alright, it's true. Alright, well, thank you all for joining us for tonight. Sorry you couldn't grab a guest. I feel like crafting is a very tricky topic. That's why no one wanted to do it.
That's alright. We don't need a guest every week. We carried this like champions. We're the best. High five.
Yeah,
alright.
You just poked me, but...
Yep, it's alright. Tavern Talks with Asian Cowboy and the Savior coming at you from Sales Home this week on
Tavern Talks.
Wow. Oh, Astriel just leaves. Doesn't say bye.
He probably just went invisible. Oh no, he's really gone.
Nice. He bounced. Alright. Well, thanks guys for joining us again.
Yep, thank you all for joining us.
Asia and I are in the process of discussing whether it's going to be like a Sunday night, Monday night sort of thing, to get this as a more regular weekly talk with y'all. So you'll know when to come. But yeah, we'll let you know. We'll start posting. Always follow his stream. Always come hang out with me on twitch.tv/1HFman. I'm working on a new solo mage project at the moment, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'll have some videos up there soon.
Actually, tell them about that. Tell them what the premise of that thing. I think a lot of people would join that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've actually last night I started it, but I'm solo leveling a mage from creation to we'll see where it goes. Not accepting any leeches, items, help, group, money from my alts or anybody else in the community. So it's going to be totally solo. So at some point when I want my wind garb, I'm going to have to become a master tailor and weaver to make my wind garb, or become a scribe to get my scroll of invocation for my mage shield. But basically, I'm just going through showing how a mage can solo from 1 to whatever fairly efficiently, I've found. And I'll have all of those videos up in real time, sort of fast forward time, and then some highlight reels on my new YouTube channel, YouTube 1HFman or something. I don't know. It'll be up there at some point, and I'll get it up on my stream stuff too. But come hang out. My main goal is just to give you guys some tips and tricks on maging at all levels, whether it's gathering, making a little bit of money, because that's something I could barely make it to the Carnage earlier today because I didn't have the money. Been selling some good old-fashioned topaz. But yeah, so come and join me. It'll be fun. I'll be starting tomorrow night. I have a diviner ritual at like 8, so I'll probably be starting around 9:30 tomorrow night and go all night.
Alright, there you go. Make sure to follow my YouTube channel too. I'll be posting this there.
Yeah, he's got great videos.
Alright, thank you all. I'm gonna end the recording here.